Hey, Chris.
Buenos días, le habla Eduardo Morales con la compañía Berkshire Hathaway en la venta de casas. Tienen una llamada, por favor, 562-843-4800. Gracias.
Yikes.
Good morning, Benny. Benny.
I guess, okay.
Hi, Benny.
Hey, welcome everybody. Let's give it a few minutes. I noticed when I created the meeting yesterday, the invite, it would not let me create it. Apparently, Zoom has been getting a lot of what do you call those guys? Hackers, I guess. And so I had to do an extra security step in order to create the meeting because it said that if I didn't do that, that it might we could get hacked. So please give it like maybe a minute or two, so because it's asking me to admit each person as you come through. So for those of you just joining again, I just mentioned that we need about a minute or two because yesterday when creating the meeting, it wouldn't let me create it. It said I had to put like extra security in it because apparently there's a lot of hacking going around and people are getting into the Zoom meetings and saying bad things or posting obscene pictures or stuff like that. So I gotta allow everybody one by one into the meeting. So let's please give it a like 2 minutes so I can make sure that everybody gets on and I'm not leaving anybody out. Sadly, that's just something that's going on where I guess people are hacking the meetings or breaking into the meetings. It's beyond me why people would do that, but anyways.
Hey, Benny.
Hey, John.
John, good morning. I just was wondering if you had your suntan lotion available for today.
Right? Yeah, they're saying this whole week's going to be super hot. So might have to stay indoors, right?
Correct.
Yeah, 73, but you know what? It was a little gloomy in the morning here. So who knows? You know, the weather's crazy. But I'm actually going to be showing homes this evening, so yeah, I probably need some suntan lotion. Guys, I'm just going to give it another, what is this here? Oh, man, how do I get out of there? Give me 1 sec. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. D as in zebra, MORAEDU.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I might just pause every so often just to see if I guess I manually have to allow people to come into the meeting. So anyways, but let's get started.
So what we've got to do is make that change in those standards. That's where the shifts happen. It doesn't happen any other place. And I give you a very simple example. If you want to know the difference in people's lives, it all comes down to what are the things that are must for you versus shoulds. So let me tell you this. We said to have an extraordinary life, you got to have an extraordinary psychology, right? Extraordinary psychology means you got to live in an extraordinary state. To be in an extraordinary state, you got to condition your nervous system, your body, your physiology, and focus to be at their best. Do you agree with this? Yes or no? Then to do that, though, you can do that. Why doesn't everybody? Not because you can't. We all have the ability. It's because of our standards. I remember a time early in my career, I was about 24, and I went to do a seminar in Boston. And in those days, a big seminar for me was like 125 people. It was a 3-day seminar, and we worked around the clock, and people made such extraordinary changes in their life. And at the end of it, I was feeling so fulfilled. I was thinking, my God, I'm 24, maybe 25 at the time. And I am so happy because I have found my mission in life. I'm doing what I love. It's making a difference in people's lives. This is extraordinary. So we finished about midnight on the Sunday night. And around midnight, I'm still wound up, so I don't feel like going to bed. So I decided, okay, let me take a walk here. And I decided to go through Copley Square. If you've been through Copley Square, it's a pretty neat place. Because in Copley Square, you can look up and you can see buildings that were here before we were known as the United States. And beside them, you see skyscrapers that are new. It's a pretty cool place. So I'm walking around midnight on Sunday night. There's nobody in Copley Square midnight on Sunday night. And I'm walking along, and I see this guy in the distance, and he's kind of stumbling back and forth between the gutter and the sidewalk. He had a long trench coat on, his head's down like this. He's holding a brown bag, and I can start to smell him even before I get there, and I'm thinking, this guy is obviously drunk. And as I started to get closer, I thought, I bet he's going to beg me for some money. And sure enough, whatever you focus on life tends to happen, doesn't it? So sure enough, he gets real close to me, and I thought all of a sudden he wasn't going to do it. And all of a sudden he popped his head up. It was really weird. Mister! He had this really bizarre looking sounding voice. He went, Mister, could you loan me a quarter? And I thought, do I want to reward this behavior? And then I thought, I don't want him to suffer. Do you have this dilemma sometimes? Like, I'm not here to judge. So years ago, I finally decided I always just give. Even if the person's pulling a scam, that's for them to deal with. If I have the ability, then I give. And so I thought, but could I teach him something? So I asked him a question back. I said, is that all you want is a quarter? So he goes, yeah, just one quarter. One quarter changed my whole life. One quarter. I said, really? He said, yeah, one quarter. So I reached in my pocket, and I pulled out my money clip. In those days, I was very young, just starting to succeed. And my original mentor was a man named Jim Rohn. I don't know how many have heard of Jim Rohn. Yeah, he's a great guy. And Jim told me, he said, Tony, look, you've come from a poor background. You got a poor psychology. You got to change it. He said, you don't have any money, so pretend you do. He said, start training your brain, condition it. He said, go save all your money, get $300 bills and put them on the outside of your money clip, even though you only have $5 in between them. So every time you put it out, you'll see that, you'll feel inspired, you'll feel better. He said, you'll feel better, you'll do better. So I was like, okay. So I did. So I pulled my money clip, and sure enough, I got $300 bills in. I made sure he saw the bills. So I'm tearing through that, right? Looking in between there, see if I can find some change. But I made sure he saw it. Sure enough, he's looking at the $100 bills, checking it out. I find the quarter, I pull it out, take the money, put it in my pocket. I noticed he's watching my hand going into the pocket. I took the quarter, and I looked at him, and I said, sir, life will pay any price you ask of it. And I gave him the quarter. And then something really interesting happened. He took the quarter. He looked at the quarter. He looked at me. He looked at my pocket. He looked back at the quarter, looked at me, looked at my pocket, looked at me again, looked at the quarter, looked at my pocket, looked back at me and said, you're weird. And then he shuffled on off like this, right? And I thought to myself, wow, what's the difference between him and me? I mean, I was 24, 25 at the time, doing what I love most, have my mission in life. And he's in the early 50s, drunk on the street begging for quarters. What's the difference? And I thought, well, maybe God's blessed me because I'm such a good person. And I thought, oh, and he's such a bad person. That's such bull. And I thought, wow, maybe the answer to that question is what I just told him. Life will pay whatever price you ask of it. Do you know what's interesting? You got to ask intelligently. In the Bible, it says, ask and you shall what? Yeah, pretty good formula. You ought to look into it. But you know what? It says, ask and you shall receive, but I'm sure it meant ask intelligently. I'm sure that's what God meant. I'm sure he didn't mean bitch and you will receive. Whine and you will receive. I don't think that was the instruction. Now, if you were going to ask intelligently, there might be 5 elements of that. Number one, you'd have to ask specifically, wouldn't you? You wouldn't ask in a general way. People do it all the time. They go, I want more money. Fine, here's $1. Get out of here. Very often, you're getting what you're asking for. You're just not aware of how general you're asking. Clarity is power. The more clear you are about exactly what it is you want, the more your brain knows how to get there. Your brain is a servo mechanism. It's like a bomb. Those bombs, those missiles, they have a servo mechanism. So if the target moves, it knows what the target is, it follows it. Your brain, when you condition it, knows exactly what to go for and will find a way to get there. Do you ever buy a certain outfit or a certain car and suddenly see that car outfit everywhere? How many of you have had that experience? Say, aye. How come that car outfit's everywhere? It always was everywhere, but now you notice it. And the reason is because there's a part of your brain called the reticular activating system, the RAS. That part of your brain determines what you notice and what you don't notice. Your brain spends most of its time trying to make sure you don't notice because you'll go crazy if you notice everything. But when you decide what's most important to you, your brain goes after it. Everyone I know who's successful builds what I call an RPM plan. An RPM is built on the metaphor that the way to get from where you are to where do you want to go to the fastest is you got to build power, like in a car, RPMs. And the R stands for they know the result they're after. They know what they want precisely. If you don't know exactly what you want or you let yourself get beyond that to something general, you're not going to achieve it. Clarity is power. You got to know the specific result you're after. What do you want? If you can't answer that question right now in your personal life, in your body, in your relationships, in your finances, in your spirituality, then you're not going to be as fulfilled as you want to be. Today, we're going to have you answer one of those questions at least. The second part of it, you got to know P, why you're doing it. Because you know what? You may get a big goal as soon as I want to make $1 billion. I want to bring peace to the earth. Why? Because as soon as you come up with a goal, all the obstacles show up. Unless you've got enough emotional drive to break through that, you're never going to discover what it really takes. So you got to get yourself past that. And the way to get past that is have enough reasons. Reasons come first, answers come second. This man did not know what he wanted. He did not have enough reasons. To ask intelligently, you got to ask specifically. To ask intelligently, you got to know why you want it, have enough drive to make it happen, enough juice to make it happen. If you don't have enough reasons, you will not make it happen. And the M is, what is your massive action plan? What is going to get you to actually fall through? Because the first plan's not going to work and the second plan's going to work, so you better have enough plans. If the first 2 don't work, you still got something else. Otherwise, you're going to be having excuses why it didn't work. So asking intelligently requires that. So if we're going to be extraordinary in our results, we've got to be in an extraordinary state. We're going to know what we want, and we got to go use it.
All right, good morning, everybody. Let me go over here. I wanted to share that video with you guys because I'll never forget that story of Tony talking about that guy. And I guarantee you, every one of you on this call has experienced somebody that you saw at the gas station or at the end of the freeway or whatever, and they made that eye contact with you, and then you knew they were going to walk up to you and ask you a question. And to me, I wanted to relate that with our current market right now. You know, I get a lot of phone calls from a lot of you. Oh, you know, my buyer ended up going with the listing agent. They didn't take my offer. You know, we would have offered more, but they didn't take my offer. Man, this market's tough. I can't get an offer accepted. You know, all this other stuff. And then on the same token, I go into SkySlope and I look at people like Rosie Malgoza, Fang and Nancy, Christina Furneaux, and Margie Tyson. I could go on and on. Eduardo Morales. These people, that they're not calling me with excuses. They're just uploading their files to SkySlope. And so in anything, give me a sec, guys, because I don't know why this happened. well, I know why it happened. The thing where Zoom is getting hacked. But anyways, just with that, you know, you can either make an excuse or you can go out there and push through. And then we remember the Calvin Coolidge quote, nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan "Press on" has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. So, you know, again, guys, it's a tough market. I agree. I'm out there. I see it. I completely understand that. But on the same token, are you tough? And if you're not, you're going to have to be tough because it's that kind of a market that requires somebody that knows their stuff. You're on your game. Now more than ever, you're going to really need to put in the extra time and effort if you want to survive this market. And you know what? In another 5-10 years, something like this will happen again in a different form, and we'll be back talking about this stuff again. So anyways, so moving on, do we have any buyer wants needs? Anybody got a new listing that you want to share? Any buyers that you know right now, guys, the market's tough out there. If you've got listings or you've got a buyer need, please mention them because, hey, we know each other. We work in the same office. It's easier to work this way than to go out there and try to get in line. You know, I was speaking to one of our agents. Give me 1 second. I was speaking to one of our agents this week, and he was telling me how he's been working with this buyer for a year, and this buyer now went with the listing agent instead of writing the offer through him because they wrote so many offers and they don't get accepted that the guy pretty much gave up and went with the listing agent. So that's why the last portion of this meeting, we're going to talk about the state of the market. And I'm just going to share with you guys a couple ideas, things that you could implement right now, and the ways that you have to act instead of reacting to this market. But anyways, anybody got anything to share, please do. Do we have anybody there? Any listings, any buyer needs?
Hey, Benny.
Yeah? Hey, Cecilia.
Hi, this is Cecilia. Yeah, I have these buyers. They're coming from out of town. So we only have like about maybe 4 days in South Orange County. They're looking up to $1 million. The only thing that they requires to be more than 4 bedrooms and more than 7,000 square feet lot.
Got it. Okay. Did you guys hear that? So if anybody's got anything coming up, please mention it because, you know, hey, it's tough out there, like we said. So you want to make sure that, you know, maybe we could put something together here in the office. Anybody else? I'll mention to you guys, I have a client looking in Upland, the city of Upland or surrounding. We need at least 3-bedroom, 2-bath, preferably with a pool. And we can go all the way to 700,000. So if you've got anything coming up out that way, Upland or the surrounding, please let me know. Also, I need something in West Covina, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, also looking for a pool, and that we could go up to 650. So if you've got anything West Covina or surrounding with a pool, please let me know. All right, let me share a quick.
Benny,
yeah, go ahead.
Benny, Rosie.
Hey, Rosie.
Yeah. Hi. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I have an investor who's looking for a 4-unit in Orange County.
Okay.
Okay. So if anybody has a listing, let me know from the office.
Is there like a number he doesn't want to go over?
No, he just wants 4 units in Orange County.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Very well.
Thank you.
Very well. Thank you. Okay. Moving on, guys. We've got a new listing here from Marjorie Tyson. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,410 square feet. And I guess this is a townhouse. Yeah, built in 2007. So here we'll look at some pictures real quick. Modern. It's got kind of like a loft design in a way. Pretty modern looking here. Anyways, they're asking 460, not bad, 3.2. And that's in Long Beach on 19th Street. If you've got a buyer, please reach out to Marjorie Tyson. She's on a roll. So this one I believe is, okay, great. This used to have income restrictions. I remember when these were first built, but apparently there isn't. The only thing is it's not FHA or VA, which is pretty common with townhouses and condos. So you will need your more of your conventional financing for these. All right, HOA 234, so something to keep in mind. Moving on to the next one. That's Maraschino Way in Cypress from Tamara Michike, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,799 square feet, asking 658. That's still on the market, 8 days. So if you guys got a buyer for that, please go show it and reach out to Tamara. Tiger Lane, Placentia. I think this is Wallace Ho, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, condo, newer construction, built in 09, 2,264 square feet, asking 700. That's still on the market at 19 days. So please keep that in mind. Placentia. Jolie Piccolini's listing in Vista. That's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,200 square feet, 1989, asking 650. That's still available. Guys, when you start seeing stuff like that, like, don't tell Jolie this, but when you see something like that, 24 days on the market, you know, and I have a buyer for it, I'm going to offer 640, you know. Maybe the agent's not ready to ask that client for a reduction. You be the conversation topic. So on something like that, I would already write 10 grand less. So there's stuff out there, guys. It's just, you know, we can either make an excuse that it's not out there or go out and, you know, lower the price on that. So let's see what else we got here. Okay, and then we've got Costa Mesa. Okay, this one is 5 days on the market. We haven't shown this one, so let's do that. That's Jolie Piccolini. Let's take a look real quick, guys. All right, very nice. So that's Jolie Piccolini, Costa Mesa, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,200 square feet, asking 1.289. If you've got a buyer for that, guys, that's a really nice looking property. 5 days on the market. And is that it? No. Clark Street in Linwood, 499, 2-bedroom, 1-bath. That's Eduardo Morales. That's still available at 8 days on market. So keep that one in mind. And I believe that is it. I wanted to share with you guys that real quick, I put this listing on the market last week on Tuesday and Saturday. I had only a total of 7 showings, but at 4 o'clock, got a phone call from an agent and they put an offer $5 grand above asking I'll share the video real quick with you guys. It is already in escrow, but just wanted to share the video work. This is from QuickVid. It's a company that I use. So just real quick, guys, I wanted to share with you, because of COVID, what I've been doing is I'll put a property on the market on a Tuesday, and then what'll happen is I'll put in the MLS, go direct Saturday, 12 to 4, email the PEAD or bring it with you. And it's been working. My last 3 listings, I've sold them all on that first day of showings. So just something to keep in mind. I know that it's very common right now. Well, I mean, we've not right now, but we've always had, you know, oh, we have a lockbox, or, you know, by appointment only, and you got to be calling your client, hey, can somebody come over at 2 today? Can somebody come over at 5? Hey, we got 3 showings today at 6. Rather than do that, what I've been doing, like I mentioned, is I'll just put the house on the market on a Tuesday. Per seller, no showings till Saturday, 12 to 4. Please go direct. Bring your PEAD. Or email it. And like I said, the last 3 listings, I've sold them all on the first day of showing. So I'm going to mention one last property. I don't have it up here, but from Eduardo Morales, 5 units in the city of Long Beach on Cherry Avenue, 1825 Cherry, 5 units. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 1.3 that they're asking for those. So anyway, something to keep in mind if you have somebody looking in Long Beach for 5 units, guys. Okay, all right. Wanted to mention, a lot of you always, not always, but a lot of you call me with lender questions. Hey, Benny, what about this? Hey, Benny, what about that? You know, what happens after we sign a CD? When can we sign loan docs? When, you know, how long does it take after signing loan docs to fund? Things of that nature. So I decided to bring Joe Coy this Thursday at 11 a.m. We're going to be able to pick his brain for about 45 minutes to an hour. You guys can ask him whatever you want. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Please bring your questions. Think of stuff that you're encountering right now and ask him. Feel free to ask him. So don't forget, that's this Thursday at 11 a.m. Let's do the numbers real quick. So congratulations to the following people here that have opened 18 currently for the month. Rosie Melgoza, Cecilia Guthrie, Feng and Nancy, Anna Espinoza. I believe she actually just closed one too. Wallace, Tony Ayub, Jolie Piccolini, Sharon Sears, the Morales team, Angie Sandoval, Rosie again, and multiple from Feng and Nancy as well. So congrats to all of you on opening your escrows. And then so far for the month, and I think we probably got 1 or 2 more that we're missing here coming in, but we've got 14 closed. So congratulations, Morales team, Rosa Montoya, Jean Browning, Ludi Carroll, Angie Sandoval, Bernadette Chua, Don Roberts and Carrie, Angie Sandoval, Feng and Nancy, and Marjorie Tyson. Congrats to all of you. Great job, great work. I think we've had a really cool and strong summer. Let's end the year with a bang. We've got a little bit of time left. So, John Greer, you got anything to share with us?
Yes, I had to get unmuted there. Good morning, everyone. I didn't have too much, but I did a couple things I was thinking about. And one, you know, I haven't brought this up for a while, and I had to learn the hard way, but you got, picture this, that you've got yourself a listing presentation to go to tomorrow. And the seller calls you up this afternoon and says, hey, John, you know, I was just wondering, what's your commission split? And my response was, well, it's 6%. And guess what? He listed it with somebody else for 5%. So I wanted to remind you, when that happens, hey, you know, our commissions are negotiable. And I'd love to talk to you about that when we meet tomorrow. Would that be okay with you? Right? So, just a reminder, that was a tough lesson to learn right there. The other one is, you know, Benny and I were talking and last week, and I thought I would just roll this through, is, you know, as our, you know, as a real estate agent, we're realtors, we're arranging financing, we're you know, talking to the clients about the condition of their property. So we're like decorators and so forth, so on. But what's our bottom line? What's our bottom line of what we're supposed to be doing? Can anybody answer that? Go ahead and unmute, and if you could tell me, what's our job as a real estate agent, bottom line?
Selling property, making money.
There it is, selling houses, and getting them closed. And thank you, Don. That, you know, I think sometimes we forget that we get so involved with the client and what's going on in their lives and what you're trying to do to help them, that you forget. Let me ask you guys this, and unmute yourself. And has anybody ever shown property? Look, say you got 5 on the list today, and you know, you kind of thought this particular one is the one that these clients are going to buy based on their description and their price range and the whole bit, you know, what their monthly payment would be. But you got to show them some other properties to kind of get to that one. And they walk into this house that you don't even like, and they wind up buying it. Has anybody ever had that happen? Anybody? You can unmute yourself, Don.
Well, I definitely did just yesterday. I had showed probably 10 houses to these people that I've worked with for over a year. And I showed them a house to the daughter who they wanted to see because they couldn't make it to the opening. And they were like Benny, from 1 to 4 on Saturday only. So I was there at 1 o'clock. I didn't have to stand in the line because I made an appointment. Showed them the house, and I thought there was no way they would even pick this house because of the small kitchen. They needed a parking issue. They have 5 cars, and there was a little driveway that would hold maybe 2, and very little parking on the street. But guess what? They made a deal with the listing agent, and I didn't even get to be part of it. And I just made 2 offers on 2 other properties that were turned down because they were over $100,000 above asking.
Wow.
So
Well,
I've been
Don,
where you're at, where you're talking.
Don, where I was going with this more so was just that I've got a thing about flat top houses that have rock roofs. You don't see the rock roofs too much anymore, but
No.
I would avoid showing them. And I my best buddy to this day, I wouldn't show him those houses, and that's what he liked. I found out later he bought one through another agent. He asked, hey, John, you know, maybe it'd be okay if I went out with somebody else, because I was showing him property for over a month, and that's what he wound up buying. I had never showed him that. So my point is, So do I talk them out of buying that house? Is that, you know, like, no, wait, I showed them the one I thought they'd like, and they still wanted to put an offer in on the one that they like. So all I'm saying is, hey, you know, all of a sudden that house is my favorite house too. And, you know, instead of putting a lot of your input into what somebody thinks they like or don't like, and start looking for problems that to be the hero for them, to say, well, I found this or I found that wrong. Leave that up to the professionals that do that, and just keep it real simple. My job is to find a client a house that they like and close the escrow and give me my paycheck. By golly. So anyway, I'll turn it back to you. That was all I had for today.
Awesome. Thank you. You know, it's funny, guys. John brings up a great point. I remember, John, you know the famous 1970s exposed beam, you know, and it's got no ceiling, a flat roof. You know, they're very hot in the summer, very cold in the winter. I walked into a house like that, and it's got, you know, beams from the floor to ceiling, and you know, I walk in and I go, all right, let's get out of here. And my client goes, we'll take it. I just shut up immediately, just stood there, and I'm going, man, who would ever want this dump? But I said, you know what? It's not my choice. It's their choice. It's their home, not my home. Let's go back and write it up. And that's it. So you are going to come across that a lot. And your job is just to, you know, just like think about when you go to the mall, ladies, especially the ladies, you know, you walk into a shoe store and there's some pretty scary looking shoes out there, but hey, there's people that buy them. And, you know, I'm sure the shoe salesperson's not sitting there going, gosh, those are horrible looking shoes. They're just going, yeah, let me ring you up. So anyways, let's move on to Joe Coy. Joe, you there?
Yep. Sorry about that. Good morning. So yeah, I'll start off with rates. Rates have improved a little bit in the last week or so. We've seen rates come back down about an 8. So today for a VA loan, you're looking about 2.75. FHA, you're looking about 2.75. Conventional conforming, you're looking at about 2.875, and conventional high balance about 3.0. So still kind of in that tight window that it's been in for the last few months. Some small movements here and there, but overall in the same range. One thing I want to bring to your attention is PACE and Hero loans. Sometimes I get questions regarding whether these can remain on title at the closing. The only type of loan that was allowing for that was VA loans, where a buyer could purchase a property and assume the Hero loan. But VA just changed their policy. So all loan programs across the board, USDA, VA, conventional, FHA, all of them are being required to be paid prior to the closing. So, you know, if you're taking a new listing, make sure you're aware of whether your seller might have a current PACE or Hero loan, and make sure that they're advised that that does need to be paid off prior to the closing. Can be paid for by the buyer, can be paid for by the seller, just needs to be taken care of prior to the closing. The last thing that I wanted to mention is that tax returns are required to be filed by October 15th. Sometimes as mortgage lenders, you know, we have clients, maybe they're self-employed, they claimed a substantial amount of income in, let's say, 2018, and we've been using their 2018 taxes for their pre-approval. They've been holding off on filing their 2019 taxes until they buy a home. Well, that date is quickly approaching October 15th. So if you have any clients that maybe they're pre-approved, they're self-employed, or their tax returns are needed for whatever reason, maybe rental properties, if they haven't filed their 2019 taxes, they're going to need to do that right away, or otherwise they're not going to be eligible for a mortgage. You know, you do need to be in compliance with the IRS, and you know, even if you file an extension, now you have until the 15th to file your taxes. So that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. Look forward to speaking with you on Thursday for the training. Make sure to bring all your questions. I'll certainly have the answers for you guys, and look forward to speaking with you then.
Sweet, thank you. All right, Christy Rye or Keegan Hoffman.
I think we're both on the call today.
Hi,
Hey,
everybody.
morning.
So Good morning, Keegan.
Good morning, Christy.
So I'm out hitting offices, hence the face mask. But I wanted to share with you guys, you know, as our agent, that we will always run a preliminary title report for you as soon as you take a listing. So that's part one. Once the prelim is done, we forward it to you and outline everything that we find in the prelim in the body of an email to make it easy for you to read and comprehend. I mean, because prelims can be somewhat confusing, especially the terminology. And then we also ask for a statement of information signed by all owners of the property. So when we're done, I'll come see you. That's business knocking on the door. Did you hear that? So then we wait for your response and the information that we requested. Now we know a lot of
You get muted.
they don't go through. Maybe the agent didn't really get the listing yet, maybe told us they had the listing and we took it for face value and ran the prelim. So the ball is now in your court because sometimes these things don't go through. So the worst thing that can happen though is it does go into escrow, and it was a very messy prelim, and we pointed all that out to the agent, and now we get notified that it's in escrow and the agent is scrambling, and oh my gosh. And guys, that happened. I have a prelim that has about 10 items on it. We opened this back in July, and this particular agent does request a lot of prelims that really never end up going anywhere, or sometimes don't go anywhere for a year or so. It's just his certain clientele that he deals with. And now we are in the 11th hour, and we are going to have to clean up the issues on this prelim. And I just wanted to point it out to you guys that getting a prelim is just step one, but working with myself and Keegan, clearing up the issues once they're brought to your attention is critical. And again, it's like there's so many VIP prelims that we run for people that it's just impossible to keep following up with the agent. We then have to assume that it was just a prelim only, was not going to end up in escrow, because like I said, that does happen. So I just wanted to share with you guys and just remind you, we are happy to run a prelim, even if you don't have the listing, but you know you're going to get it. And we're doing our due diligence up front, because in this market, we are moving so quickly that we have to be on our game, just because of the nature of this, of the lack of inventory and the rates, people not wanting to lose their rates. We really have to be on our game. And we want to be that team member with you to help you deal with anything up front before we get into escrow, because escrow, we want it to be smooth sailing. Okay, so another thing is you can use this also when you're sitting down with a seller and they're maybe interviewing multiple agents. You can say, look, I have a relationship with the title company that will run a full preliminary title report, which normally doesn't happen until we go into escrow because it's not cost effective. Because it costs the title company a lot of money to run a prelim. I don't know if you guys know that, but it costs us about $250 to $300 every prelim that we run. That's for the resources and the manpower and all that, right? So we will run the prelim and make sure we have no title or curative title issues before we even go into escrow. And guys, that just might be something that you can offer when you are at yeah, it is, Min, it's a lot of money. But that could be something that you bring up at the listing appointment that separates you from your competition, because you know why? You want to tell them, when we get into escrow, that's not when we start doing our exploratory work, right? Investigative work. We want to do it now, because once we get into escrow, my vision is that it is smooth sailing, nothing but calm waters. That would be a great script for you guys to use. And then you throw the senior citizen discount on top of that. Seller 55 or over, their primary residence, you add those 2 gold nuggets. You guys, oh, and then the 6 things. Remember my script about the 6 things that buyers are looking for? You have 4 out of the 6 hot items that they're looking for right now, you guys would just be telling you, game changer. And if you don't, Keegan, can you type in the 6 things in case they have forgotten? 6
Absolutely.
things that a buyer is looking for. I'll go over them really quick. Number 1 is a home office or space for one. That's the number 1 feature searched. Number 2, a relaxing and inviting backyard. I don't know if you guys follow me on Facebook, but my honey buddy and I are in the backyard all the time. Number 3, reliable internet. Kind of ties on to number 1. Does that make sense? Number 4, virtual signings. Number 5, virtual open houses, virtual tours. Number 6, an in-home gym or a space for one. Those are the top 6 things that buyers are looking for. So if I was sitting down with a listing appointment, I would say to my seller how, number 1, we want smooth sailing when we're in escrow. So we do all of the due diligence and the research up front the minute we take the listing. Number 2, it appears that you might be a little over 55 and the person's in their 70s. That's a cute way of saying that they don't look a day over 55. That we also offer a substantial discount. If you're selling your primary residence, that's based on the title company and the escrow that I work with, because Castlehead offers it too. The last thing, you let them know, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you realize that you have 4 out of the top 6 features that buyers are looking for in today's market. This house is going to go quickly, and let me list those off for you. And guys, I guarantee you no other agent is sharing those top 6 features that buyers are desperately looking for when they search for a property. So does everyone think that maybe you can go out and sell this and use this to your advantage when you are going on those listing presentations?
Absolutely.
Isn't that great information, Benny?
Great. No, absolutely. Yeah. And guys, remember, if there's something that you don't understand on a prelim, even if it's not your listing, even if you did not get to choose title, call Christy and say, Chris, can you go over this with me? And I guarantee you she will gladly do that and explain it all to you. And if there's something that, that puts a red flag up, she will definitely let you know and make sure to help you address that. So
absolutely. And Benny,
please
you don't know what you don't know, right, Ben?
That's right. And please rely on her heavily. Be loyal and be faithful.
Thank you. Hey, the RIDE team has added some new marketing things to our repertoire. I'm not going to mention it here on the meeting, but all of you guys,
reach out.
You should call me.
Reach out to her.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Chris. Thank you, Keegan.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Real quickly, we're gonna end the meeting with the state of the market. But before we do, if I could just give a minute or two to our fearless leader, Dennis Rosas, who's on the call.
Okay, I just unmuted myself.
There you go.
Zoom calls unmute when I go home, then I need the mute. Okay, I got a wonderful wife, and that's the way it should be. Yes. Good morning, everybody. And first off, thank you to the leadership, Benny Chavez, Johnny Greer, and all the affiliate teams and all the great people, the people fortunate to have in the Cypress office, Carol Chen, who's been a longtime superstar in business and involvement in the city of Cerritos. Okay, guys, just real quickly, I just want to promote, and Benny probably already did that, because I was on an Orange Coast Title Board of Directors meeting, and I have to tell them how great Christy Rye is. So that was one of the, Bruce Mohorn requested me to go on Orange Coast Title, and I just got volunteered to serve the 2nd year for Orange Coast Title Board of Directors. So thank you, Christy, for all your hard work. Keegan. Okay, this Thursday, 1:30 to about 2:45, we have Bill Jansen, who is our risk management attorney. I'm challenging all of our offices. Let's get 20 people or more on it. Bill is a risk management attorney. He's more of an educator than a trial attorney. In fact, he doesn't do trial. He doesn't do court cases. He's here to educate us, help us. There's some new forms coming up. And we just want to help agents so they understand the business with confidence and promote their business with their sphere of influence. We have some exciting programs coming up. A week from this Thursday, then will be Debbie DeGroat helping me with the 4th quarter push, how we can be more effective, more accountable, finish the year with momentum. We have some sky slope training coming for agents to help you with your transactions, and that'll be in a future Thursday as well. We're here to help you with your business. Thank you. I want to hear the state of the market. So Benny and all of the Cypress office, thank you guys. John, have a great day, and thank you for being part of our team. I sincerely mean teamwork is how we move our company and our own family businesses forward. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Dennis. So guys, we've got about 12 minutes before we got to wrap this up. So I'm going to go pretty quick. I hope you guys will take copious notes, as Bruce Mulhern used to say. I think I'm really going to share a lot of insight into what we're currently experiencing out there in the market. The one most important thing, I felt that this had to be number one, is you got to set expectations with your clients right now. You got to let your buyers know, hey, we're looking in the $600,000 to $700,000 range. That means you're going to need to overbid $20,000, $30,000 to $50,000 over ask on certain properties. When I tell you to, you're going to have to jump. Are you okay with that? You need to set those expectations, because if they're coming out there saying, hey, I'm just going to offer lists, and there's a line of 20 people standing outside this place, it's not going to happen. So you want to set those expectations. Again, with your sellers, you also have to set those expectations of, hey, you know what? People are going to offer you a lot more, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your property is going to appraise at that value. Please keep that in mind so that later on, if it does not appraise, it does not become an issue. So I can't stress this enough. You need to start setting these expectations early right now with clients, so that later on it's not hurting you and you're not, spending 30, 40, 60 days showing property and you can't get offers accepted. Number two, you got to romance the other agent, whether it's a listing agent or the buyer's agent. You got to romance them. I told you guys I accepted an offer in San Dimas. I was answered her phone call. Hey, Jill, what's going on? Hey, do you have any offers? You know what? I don't, but I do have a lot of promises that they will be sending offers over. I tell my client, usually the first offer is your best offer. Are your clients considering making an offer? Yes, they are. Great. If you could get that over to me within the next hour, I promise you that I will present that immediately upon receipt of that offer. Same goes with, you submitting an offer. Hey, Don, I thank you for allowing me to get in. I know it's tough with COVID and everything, man. Thank you very much. Hey, my clients really, really love this, man. I don't want to break their hearts. Tell me, what do I have to do? What's it going to take to get my offer accepted? So, and that's not romance, but romance is more like, hey, Don, did you have a great weekend, man? Yeah, awesome. Hey, it was pretty hot, right? Yeah. Did you have to show a ton of property? Whatever. So, build rapport. That's romancing the agent. Write an offer they can't refuse. So shorten your contingencies, guys. Shorten your possession times. Shorten your escrow periods. Right now, if you're writing anything beyond 21 days, I'm sorry, you're not in the game. Talk to your lender. Are you going to be able to close this in 15 days? Are you going to be able to close this in 21 days? On the same token, ask the listing agent, hey, what do your clients want? If I offered a 21-day escrow, would they be okay with that? No, Benny, they wouldn't. They need 40 days to move out. They need extra time. They need what do your clients need? What is the offer that I could write that they can't refuse? That it offers the most money, it offers them extra time to move after the close of escrow, it offers them a short escrow. I'm not having them pay for closing costs. I'm not doing all this other weird, funky stuff. It's a very clean offer. Prepare your buyers to make up the difference. So right now, guys, appraisal issues are gonna be out there. On my 66th in Los Angeles, Quicken Loans is doing the loan, and the appraiser texts me, and he goes, hey man, I just wanted to confirm the price, and did you give any concessions? I go, no, price is this, no concessions. He goes, due to COVID, I'm only doing a desktop appraisal. And immediately I told him, man, that's a bummer, because this house was torn down to the studs in 2013 and completely rebuilt from the ground up, including the foundation. And I go, you had to see it. Is there any way that you could come out there? And he goes, no, I'm sorry, per COVID, I can't. And I go, man, that I know that's going to hurt our value. I really know that's going to, we were 20 grand over ask. Anyways, he comes back at 523. And personally, guys, not that I got emotional about it. I just know the value. And I went back to the buyer's agent and I said, hey, what are your clients going to do about it? And he goes, what do you mean? It appraised at 523. We're going at 523. I said, absolutely not. This house is worth way more than that. We had offers at 550. We had offers at 530. Why would we go down to 523? I said, here's our counter to you guys. We want 530. Have your buyer make up the difference. The guy agreed with no repairs. They were asking for about $2,500 for a roof repair, and we didn't even agree to that. So in a sense, my clients really got 532.5 if you include that repair there. So just prepare your buyers that, hey, this property might not appraise. We're going up 20 grand. It might not appraise. Do you have 10 grand extra to make up the difference if we have to negotiate on this price? Yes, no, I don't. All right, then we're not going to overbid that crazy. Number 5, sharpen your skills and prepare for battle, guys. There are some agencies out there that treat their agents like the Army, okay? Mandatory trainings. You have to go to like a 2-week training, boot camp. If you don't do it, they'll let you go. They'll give you your license back. And then you have a company like us where we offer all kinds of training, but it's up to you whether or not you want to take it and learn your stuff. Guys, I have people call me about e-signing a PED. They don't know how to do an e-sign on car about a PED. And I'm like, and you're in real estate? And that's not a brand new agent, guys. It's an agent that's been around for years. And look, it's adaptability. You got to adapt. You got to sharpen your skills. You got to prepare for battle. There are tough agents out there. And every day there are younger agents getting into the business, and they're opting to go and take all the trainings and learn. And you better be ready to go out there and beat them. So move fast. This one, my buddy Bernard says, time kills deals. Okay. When you show property, you got to tell your buyers, hey, you see something you like, you need to tell me on the spot that minute. We need to be the first offer that gets in. We need to move fast. We can't delay. You can't think about it. If you're thinking about it, then you don't like the house. But if you see something you love right away, you need to let me know. It's not the market where we could wait 2 to 3 days to submit an offer. We have to submit offers fast. We need to move fast. Again, same thing. You see a home hits the market today, show that home today. Don't wait till Saturday when they have time. If they're telling you that they don't have time, guess what, guys? They're not that serious. On these homes that I've been showing on Saturdays, my listings, people will tell me, oh, is there any way I could show it Sunday? My client works. You know what? When my dad was looking for a home, he'd leave work early. He'd ask for the day off. He was serious. If you're not serious about buying a home, you're going to say that you got to work and you can't get the time off. So you know what? Those people that wanted to see it on Sunday, guess what? The house is in escrow on Monday.
Benny,
Yes.
can I ask you an advice?
Go
What would
ahead.
you do if your clients are coming from out of the area?
Again, it's just like, just like being a full-time real estate agent, Cecilia. The part-time real estate agents sometimes outsell the full-time agents because you have less time to do all the work. So you just got to schedule it. I mean, this is going to sound crazy, but I would have people looking at houses an hour after they got off the plane,
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, they arrive here on Friday, but the wife is kind of getting anxious because she sees everything that she likes goes in the
Yes.
market, goes pending. So
Yes.
now she's just like freaking out.
Yeah, so great. So that's beautiful because you could say, hey, I'm not making this up. You yourself have witnessed that properties are moving faster than normal. This is why I'm asking that when you see something you like, we need to move on it immediately. No, hey, we're going to think about it. We'll let you know tomorrow. No, it's now, and you could even tell them, I would even tell them this. I go, look, we'll write the offer. If you change your mind tomorrow morning, I'll call the agent and tell them, you know what, forget it, rip the offer up. But I'd rather put an offer in and have my foot in the door than oh, we're going to think about it tonight. We'll let you know, Cecilia. So just, I would really try to show them as many properties as you can. Don't overwhelm them either, but just, I would really set the tone that, hey, we got to act fast. And they already know that. So I think it'll work in your favor. Number 8, pay yourself a bonus. You guys, a lot of you right now, you're competing against other listing agents, okay? The standard commission, you know, industry standard, we've always said is 6%, but a lot of our listings are 5%, yes? Well, wouldn't you agree that listings are hard to take right now? You're putting in more work to get them. You're spending more money on marketing them, right? These videos, they're not cheap. They're costing our agents $300 to $500 to make these videos and photography. Plus, you're probably advertising on social media. I mean, so you're investing over $1,000 to start on any listing that you take, even though listings are selling quickly, right? You're still putting this money up. So if you take a 5% listing, you know, in the next 60, 90 days, I would recommend that you pay yourself 3% and pay the buyer's agent 2%. And that's totally fine. You just got to disclose that there's a dual variable rate, but I would totally do it. And the justification behind it is, hey, I'm putting more money in, and guess what? I've got the inventory. It's not easily coming around. So something to consider, paying yourself that bonus. Number 9, make the rules, okay? So, you know, hey, Benny, can I see the property on Tuesday at 6 p.m.? I noticed you put there that we're only going to show it on Saturday from 12 to 4. No, we're only going to show it per the seller Saturday, 12 to 4. You know, give me your PED at the door. Email me your PED. If you have the listing, guys, you make the rules. Don't let anybody else tell you, hey, this is how we're going to do it. So just keep that in mind. And last but not least, and look at that, John Gear's going to be proud of me wrapping it up right on time. Last but not least, don't give up. If you're out there and you're, you know, you're putting in offers and you're not getting accepted, and you're going to the next one and the next one and the next one, and you're not getting accepted, don't give up. You know, keep going after it. Another one is, look at the properties that are 30 days, 40 days, 50 days on the market. If those agents haven't had a price reduction conversation with their seller, you be the price reduction. You write the offer, 10 grand, 20 grand less, send that over. You know, hopefully the agent will present it. Most will. So, you know, but don't give up. I don't know if maybe I went too fast, but guys, right now, competition's tough. If you're working with a buyer, make sure you sign a buyer broker agreement, because I guarantee you, after you write 6 offers and they don't get accepted, your buyers are going to start thinking that you're the problem and not the market, or not them. They will never look at themselves and go, well, I didn't offer what they recommended. Oh, I didn't shorten my escrow period. I wasn't okay with a 14-day contingency. So get a buyer's broker agreement, because you're going to be noticing it's a trend. People are going to start jumping ship and going with other agents because they think that you're the problem. All right. With that, guys, I wish you, hopefully it didn't go too fast. If it did, we have a recording that I will post later to our YouTube channel. Make it an amazing week, guys. It's a tough market, but you got to be tougher. All right. Make it an amazing week, everybody. Thank you for being on the call.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.